Here we are with Anika, Anika J. She is out in California, and she has a fabulous Instagram account called Mom Special 2, and she talks about kids and moms of kids with special needs. And I really wanted her to share with us as a mom some ideas and tips for what she does when she's concerned about the viruses or different illnesses that are around. So thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Dr. Kat.
So to start with, you ended up making a journey out to California. Is that some of that have to do with the situation in Hong Kong right now?
Yes. So I come home. I'm from California, living in Hong Kong currently. And I come home every Easter to visit my mom. And usually we make sort of an extended trip. So I was planning to leave end of February. And our flights were canceled by American. And since our flights were canceled, because we had a direct flight from Hong Kong to LAX, and so all direct flights were canceled. So they were refunding tickets. So since our ticket was refunded, we figured that we would go earlier. And there was talk that, what if they quarantine? If there are more cases that develop in Hong Kong, there could be the possibility that they're going to quarantine people that fly in from Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Even if it's, through Japan or, reroute. So I didn't want to take that chance. So we said, why don't we go earlier? Electra hasn't started school yet, so we didn't have any kind of time constraint. So we left quite quickly, actually, within 2 days.
Yeah.
And it's a different situation here in California.
Yeah, people are not really talking about it much. You find?
No. And in Hong Kong, that's all people are talking about. And the parks are closed, and the library and all sorts of things are closed. Excuse me. So it's, you can't really go anywhere. And well, you can go places, but there's just a lot of the places that we normally go to were closed. And there's just always a fear. Excuse me, my daughter, Electra. I'm on a call right now, okay? I'll try. Anyway, and here in California, you don't see people using sanitizer. There's no face masks. It's just a different situation.
Yeah, and I think too, the weather, I was in California last week and it was warm and dry, and I know that that's not as conducive to survival of the virus. So you picked a good place to go either way.
Yeah, it's actually been cold. It's been surprisingly cold, but it is getting warmer, and it will be very hot soon. So yeah, that's definitely in our favor.
Yeah. So tell us, you did a really cool little Instagram video a little ways back, and you shared some of your tips on what you do to prepare and prevent illness just generally. Can you share some of your tips and how you do it with your kids too? Because you've got 2 little ones. So.
Well, thank you for watching my video and acknowledging it, because sometimes you wonder, who's watching it. I don't remember exactly what I posted because it was in the moment and I was sharing what I was doing to prepare for the trip. I'm the kind of mother where I'm not so concerned with my children getting viruses and colds. I know that things are going to be passed around. What I'm more concerned about is building their immune system. So I just want them to have the best immune system that they can have, whatever that looks like for them. And so I focus on that, and I think you said that you've been interviewing a lot of other people, so maybe you've heard a lot of the same things. But, I focus on some certain vitamins. A big one for me, vitamin A, vitamin D, and iodine. Iodine's a big one for us and our family. And I've been giving them, making smoothies with different things in them, because you can put things in the smoothies that they don't taste. Yeah. And we've been putting in just some super greens, like we have chlorella right now, but whatever super green I would have, I would use. And, some healthy fats, and focusing on the vitamin C in fruit form. So some acerola? How do you pronounce it?
I think acerola,
Acerola. I was always wondering about that. And, I sneak garlic in their food. I do believe, oh, excuse me, my phone just went on low power. Can you see me? Okay.
Yeah.
Garlic, onion, ginger, things like that. A lot of sunshine. I make sure they're outside every morning. I get their feet on the earth. I do believe that having our bare feet on the ground helps. Getting sun in our faces, a little vitamin D splash on our body, laughing while we're outside, just, raising our vibration in that way. What else? I'm careful with sugar. I'm one of those moms that kind of questions, when you go around and there's a lot of sugar and everything. I don't think that it benefits my children, and I can see my older daughter is affected by it. So times now, with the virus and, even flu season, I'm careful with sugar. And that's kind of hard to get around sometimes, but if we're around with other kids, I just make sure we have a lot of snacks that my older daughter really likes. So she'll choose our snacks over the other candies. And we just take it one day at a time. I think one of the biggest things that we do is we avoid watching the news. I am very affected, and I believe that fear reduces, our immunity. At least I've seen that happen with myself a lot. And even having it around my kids, they can hear it. There's energy in that. And so I try to have the news down. I am staying with my mom right now. So she watches the news. She usually goes in her room. So that's kind of something that we like to focus on as well. Yeah. And then I can't think of any, there were other things. I was just making sure that they were resting. And I did have Electra wear a face mask on the plane. I don't know how effective it is, but for some reason it gave me a little bit of, we were on a plane with 250 people, and coming from Hong Kong, and everyone was kind of looking at everyone, afraid, like, if someone coughed and everyone looked at the person, but, but then again, I have a young one who's not wearing a face mask, and she's probably more vulnerable than any of us. So I think that not having fear about the virus for me that's the top, because the moment I get into fear, my actions are erratic. I'm not being proactive. And so that's top. And then just building on their immunity.
Yeah. Well, you're nursing right now too, so that's great for the little one.
And now she's sleeping.
So that's very protective for her. She's getting.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Yep.
Yeah. So that's
Thank
great.
you for remembering that.
Yeah, and I love that. Of course, people have talked about vitamins and minerals and a little bit about emotion, but bringing in the fear factor as well, and just reminding people that the panic and erratic behavior is really not a great way to be at this time. So and walking on the ground, lovely, love that. So now people are reaching out to you for support in other ways. Could they give you a call and ask for some of your tips on what to give their little ones if they are stopped or?
Of course, anytime. Yeah, okay. They can reach out. They can reach out at Mom Special 2. I have an Instagram page, or I'm also Mama on Fire with 2 M's, like Mama, the Swedish way, Mama on Fire. So I have those 2 accounts. So anyone can always write me, and I post a lot of my, what I'm doing with my kids and things that I've learned that have worked for me, or that I've learned in school. So.
Great. Okay. So thank you so much, Anika. Thank you all for listening in for more tips on how to stay healthy during the coronavirus, and being wise with your wellness.